Hello, Scorpio. This is your extended reading. And yeah, the message here is very, like, it's in such agreement with the message that came through in the first part, but also it's like it's going a long way further down the line. It's like the next steps, right? If we ended, the first part with you leaving your tent or your comfort zone and just initiating this journey forward or out of this place, it's like the first steps are tricky and maybe the hardest, right? It's like to break the inertia, like the starting point is the most difficult. So it's like it can feel very just like you have to continue boosting yourself, like boosting your confidence, and your confidence will come from like keep going even though you were going to feel like you are relearning how to walk in a sense, right? But that's the thing, it's like if this was the last card from the first part, now initiating with another Wands card, which is in fact, well, yeah, we have another Wands card, which is you embracing this process, but it's like another four, the Four of Wands. And this is the opening card for the extended, which is so interesting because it's like in the first few steps, Scorpio, the remembrance of what you left is still going to be pretty much in your mind, right? It's like it's almost like it is embedded in your body because maybe you have been in this comfortable position for so long that your body has grown, just used to it. And so the memory of comfort and what you have just come out of, or what you have just left, is like it's still engraved in your body. But that's the thing about like just motivate yourself, like maybe give yourself the extra motivational speech and the extra a boost of confidence, right? Like I'm doing this no matter what. I'm doing this regardless of the outcome. I'm doing this because I want this, right? And I'm ready for this. It's like everything that I had to do previously I have done, right? It's like keep telling yourself that, because that is what is going to keep you company in a sense. It's almost like, here, because we have the four, yes, is still like reminding you of what you have just left. Or it could also be like the what is the name of that thing, crutches, crunches. I feel like it's crutches. Sorry if I'm saying that right, wrong, but it's like the help that you need in the beginning to keep going, right? It's like if you thought that the two first steps were hard, it's like believe that if you keep firing your feet, right? It's like keep igniting this movement, keep inspiring yourself, keep seeing this movement that you're doing, this action that you're taking, as something that is beneficial, that is going to keep you inspired or motivated or stimulated to just keep on going, right? So this is like a self-talk thing that it is going to keep you boosted, right? So here are the crutches, right? Or here, even like this could be, I don't feel like it is somebody else, but potentially if there is somebody that is like just confirming what you are saying to yourself internally or even out loud, like if they are there to just keep you company, like hear them too, right? But I feel like it's more like hear yourself, like hear what you're saying to yourself, because it is going to provide you the stability that you think you lost because you left that comfort zone. But the stability here with this Four of Wands is like the stability will come from the energy that you keep giving to yourself, if it makes sense. And that could be challenging, right? Or that could be like this relearning how to walk thing that I was talking about, because we have a page and it's the Page of Cups. So this is bringing a lot of this to your mind, and more than to your mind is like to your emotional state, right? Which is something that is like, I want to say instinctive, but uncontrollable, right? It's like, how can one control your emotions? I feel like there's no way to control emotions. The only way that it's like not resisting your emotions is the best way to learn from your emotions, I feel like, but that's just a personal thing. And what maybe you are finding tricky, Scorpio, to keep yourself, just energized and inspired, right? It's like you have to motivate yourself, even though you could be still in the initial phase of relearning how to walk, and still holding the memories and the emotional memories that are embedded in your body, right? From staying in that comfort zone for however long, it doesn't matter. It's like, have some self-compassion for the place that you're at right now. And essentially, it's like, do not compare yourself to where you wish you were or where others are and you are not. It's like, just acknowledge where you are, like, and even more so where you are physically, but mostly like where you are emotionally. And that is showing respect for like this motion that is going to pick up the pace, right? Remember, the fire to me that is showing up actually with the wands, which is funny because most of the times the wands suit comes as like nature or flowers, but yes, to me today, for you Scorpio, actually is coming through as fire, like this energy boost, right? Something that will keep you going, keep you moving. Even like if you judge yourself just feeling like you are, maybe a few steps where you wished you were, or you know what I mean, right? If you're judging yourself for being like unprepared or immature or like not where you wish you were, really, it's how it's coming through. But like, respect yourself and acknowledge where you are, how you're feeling, right? Just a second. Okay, we're back, Scorpio. So seeing where you are and acknowledging how you're feeling at this very moment in the initial phase of this forward motion that is now taking from that comfort zone. It's like, with this tower coming next, actually this tower is coming through a little bit as the traditional meaning and tarot, because yes, it's feeling like a huge obstacle, like something that you have to like gather all of your wits and even like remember that you have to keep on saying to yourself that you can do this, and more than that, that you are doing it. It's like there is a huge, it's the same thing here with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. There is a huge contrast in the like whatever you are perceiving and how big of an effort like you have to make to break the conditioning or the dynamic that you have grown used to doing, right? It's like to get yourself out of this inertia or this feeling of like just like seeing yourself as smaller, or as like something that, or someone that is incapable of facing like a huge task, or overcoming a huge obstacle. It's almost like this is a wall that, in feeding the fear of exposure or fear of vulnerability, and like instead of acknowledging and respecting yourself and like patting yourself on the back, that like, yes, it doesn't matter if you are in this internal and emotional state, this obstacle is showing up in front of me because of who I am, or because of where I am internally, externally, right? It's like acknowledging where you are is part of going across it or going through it, because that's the distinction that this tower is having actually in your reading today, Scorpio. It's like you can choose to see like the black part of this tower, right? Or you can choose to see the white part here in the middle, that is the opening or the gateway or the door through which you can, just go through, instead of, focusing on what is else there, right? Or what is the big deal, or like in choosing which is going to be the focus of your attention, or the just the direction of your thoughts. It's like you are able to overcome any kind of obstacle, right? This is mainly what these two cards are talking about. So it starts by acknowledging where you are, right? And not judging where you are, or comparing yourself to others, right? Or even to yourself. It could be like comparing yourself to years ago, or to like how you were, when you were in this stage of your life, or in this job. Or it's like, take the judgment out of this, like redirect the judgment into focusing where the opening is, even if it's narrow, right? That's the other thing. It's like, it doesn't matter like how big or how small the passage is still a passage, right? And even if it is narrow, or if it is small, then acknowledging how small you are is perfect, because then this passage is made perfectly for the size or the state that you are right now. If you were bigger, if you were more mature, then maybe this passage, like, you wouldn't fit through it, if you see what I mean. Like, it's like, acknowledge who you are, where you are, what state you're in, that the passage will be perfect for this moment of your life, instead of the huge obstacle that you could choose, right, to focus in on. So there is this like redirection of your thoughts, and this like constant like patting on your back, like, I'm doing this, I can see a way through, I'm going for it, like, I'm already on my way, like, I just have to keep on going, and I'm going, right? So this is like the talk that you're giving yourself, right? And this is something that the part that just keeps you going, even in those first few steps, is the acknowledgement of where you are. And so after you cross this incredible obstacle, or this incredible wall that you're facing with this Eight of Pentacles, this is even more than you were anticipating when you were making the lists of things that could possibly happen, right? What if an obstacle appears? What if I lose everything? It's like you were considering like a limiting option thing, right? Like, you were only seeing 6 pentacles and you were comfortable with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But in just attempting to face the real deal, right? To go through it and to focus on the passage or the opening that is, just perfect for you to go through, it's like you are coming on the other side with even more things than you thought were possible in the first place, even, you know, from starting this journey. So with this Eight of Pentacles, there is like another thing also, you know, because this is a card that talks about like self-worth and work, right? It's like you are acknowledging that the work that you put in by just, you know, like keep telling yourself that you can do this, that you are doing it, is a lot of work, but it is also like really worth like putting in this work in a sense, right? Because once you cross it, when you look back, and that is what I'm seeing here, is like the Pentacles to me are talking about like it's almost like the point in which you find resemblance to what you left, right? Or to this stability that you left. And so here you are obtaining more than what you were considering and pondering in the beginning, but it's also making you stop for a second. And it's not stop entirely, because I feel like there's more progress to be done, but it's like also the acknowledgement of not only the state that you were before you crossed this doorway or this obstacle, but it's also the acknowledgement of the obstacle in itself. Because today this tower, instead of a three-dimensional thing, which, you know, it's the difference between this image and this image, it's like you are perceiving it as a flat wall, right? So once you cross it, you can see it as like a facade, right? So looking from, you know, from the front, it's like it feels really big. But if you were to look it from the side, you would see that it's just a slice, or it's just like a flat wall that is presenting itself as big externally, but with the opening if you focus on that, right? So it's something that could be terrifying if you see something, you know, as big and you value it as big. But if you come the other side, and yes, you are putting in a lot of work in just being able to cross it, right? Or go through it. But you're also acknowledging that that was something that now is making you feel like you have more than what you entered it with, if it makes sense, right? So because you're seeing the obstacle for what it is instead of what you were fearing it might be, right? Because now you have the experience, it's like the lived experience, right? Instead of just the thinking and wondering and imagining how it might be if it go this way or that way, right? But it doesn't end there, right? This is what this trio is talking about: the Two of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So this Two of Swords is actually coming through as, you know, these reminders that maybe you have to just amp up. It's like if it started with a nudge, or if it started with like an insight and this mental phrase that you heard yourself saying in your mind, and then it redirected all of your thoughts and thinking in that way. It's like when you cross this obstacle and you come the other way, and you acknowledge how hard work it was and how much effort you had to put in, but how worth it was, that it gave you much more than you entered with, right? This pause, in a sense, like is followed with a new reminder, like don't stop, keep on going, like keep on moving. It's interesting how the Swords suit is coming through as like the incentive, like the invisible but very strong and firm incentive to continue to keep on going. And that is the acknowledgement that now, after going through all of that, you're not a young, immature, or unprepared person as you thought you were, or as you were feeling like you were, right? As the Page of Cups. Now, because you're holding the energetic boost, it's like you are capable of energizing yourself and just motivating yourself, right? It's like you are entering with this self-confidence, really, of the Queen of Wands, that is being reminded, like, by your own self, Scorpio, that it doesn't stop there, right? There is a new goal, a new obstacle, a new place, a new thing, a new experience to be lived. And this is what this Five of Cups is talking about. You know, the fives, to me, they tell, like, they're talking about like a specific destination or a specific place or a goal to be met, or even like a, you know, emotional state of being the Five of Cups. So this is the thing also about this card, is like the next goal, the next obstacle, the next thing that is going to be presented to you and that you're going to face is still information, right? And it's still like it's like you are part of its formation. It's almost like when you were feeling like only a page, and I say only because there was judgment in it, right? You were putting yourself down in this state. It's like you were seeing this form as an obstacle, maybe bigger than you anticipated, or bigger than you were prepared to deal with. And so you were also like, because of the cups, right? To me, the water is like this information kind of element, right? It's not set in stone. It's not defined as the pentacles, right? It's still movable and shapeable. And I feel like you were shaping your experience ahead of it, because you were building it in a sense with your emotions. But because you just kept on going, even though you had doubts, or even though you just, you know what I mean, right? You were putting yourself down. But now you see yourself as this capable person that is confident, that is more than able to go through whatever is presented, because you know that whatever you're going, whatever you're heading towards, is also created by you, by your emotional state. And that will also help to shape you into becoming a better version of yourself, in a way that there is evolution, right? And that's the thing, there will always be evolution. Well, that's so interesting. So that's the thing, like at the bottom of the deck we have the Three of Cups, which is my co-creation card, right? And with the Fool, it's like there will always be a new adventure, a new journey, a new thing to be co-created. And you're part of this co-creation, Scorpio. It's like you're part of creating whatever experience you feel as an obstacle or as a gateway, right? So after all of that, let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you. It escaped me, but here it is. So the rune that came through is Mars, which is the force that gives us vitality, that gives us energy, that pushes us into a movement, right? And so this couldn't be more perfect, I feel like. And also there's something else about Mars, because being a Scorpio, it's like you are ruled by Pluto, but until Pluto was found and discovered, Mars was the ruler of Scorpio. And I feel like, remember that is also like the reminder that you need, right? Remember, like, your ancient ruler, your ancient energy booster, like, and you are the one able to do so for yourself. It's like, do not expect any motivations from anybody else unless like it is coming from you and it's coming firmly from you. It's like this power that rises within you, and it's like so strong and so effective and so like, I want to say like there's nothing more powerful than your decision to move, but more than that, it's not just the decision to move, and that it's like the distinction that is coming through like so powerfully in your reading, Scorpio. It's like it's the action of moving, right? It's like moving. Move, Scorpio. Remember, it's like everything that you need, or the confidence that you're searching in all of the pondering, it's like it's going to come from your movement. So even if you wobble in the beginning, right, or that you doubt in the beginning, like keep moving. Like the obstacles will give you the strength that you need, and this self-talk that you can do it and you're doing it, it is going to boost you even more and keep you going even further, right? So Scorpio, I just love that reading. I am feeling, you know, energized right now, very much energized, for whatever comes, right? That's the thing also. It is never ending, but that is also exciting. So I hope this reading brought you insights as well. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.